Hey everyone, welcome to That Pedal Show. Viewers, comments and questions. Dan here.
Mick here. Hello. Good evening and welcome to Le Monde.
To Le Monde. Very nice.
Yeah.
My knob just fell off.
That's hilarious. I'm going to pick it up
Wash your hands now.
so the dog doesn't put the knob in her mouth.
Great.
Hello everyone, welcome to viewer comments and questions. Oh, happy Monday. Dan's having a breakdown.
That was funny. That was
Who'd have
very good.
thought that at this point in history, knob jokes could still be funny? I'm going to turn the super chats off. BV, thank you very much for being in the chat and organising all of this and
Yes, thank you, buddy.
being there and letting us know what's going on. I'm just going to turn them off. I think we've probably got enough. And if we tangent like we did last week, well, we could be here for some time.
That was an epic tangentless episode.
Tangentia. Yes.
Tangentia.
Housekeeping, please go to that pedal show store and buy stuff. It is the season to be jolly.
It is. I love that shirt.
It's good.
It's great. And then also, apart from all the other stuff, the new T-shirts, we have the, what's it called? The Tangentia one.
Stompio Tangentia.
Stompio Tangentia. It's fabulous. Which is an updated version of our other Stompio T-shirt.
Stompio Continua.
That's the one.
It's an old type gag, and for those of you into type, you'll understand what it means. Yeah. I don't know what I was going to say then. My brain has gone blank, which doesn't happen to me very often.
No, very good. But if it is arguably the best way to support the show, and of course, watching and contributing to this stuff. But yes,
store.
Please head over to thatpedalshowstore.com and grab yourself some stuff for Christmas. And if you want to drop a hint to your significant other, just send them a link.
With the words, buy me this.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
Yeah. Or now, depending on what your relationship's like. I would add a small word of caution. I washed this T-shirt over the weekend and it has tightened a little bit.
Oh, you're just getting buff, dude. Come on.
A tiny bit. We changed our T-shirts recently to try and get a bit of a lower tariff so the US could pay a bit less cash. The prices could be more agreeable in the US. So we changed T-shirt place of origin, and they're lovely T-shirts. They are Stanley Stella, American brand, I think.
Stella.
But this one has tightened a little bit.
No,
Just a little bit.
You're a bit. Look, dude, you're trimming up. You're looking a bit hench.
Just a little bit.
I think that's what's happening.
I haven't been able to run for ages, so... Anyway, Plexico, Duncan, how are you, buddy?
Hello, mate.
And Stephen Cattian is on. PG Nash, Campbell 10, Big Riffs Riggs. There's some nice new names this week. Simon V RDJ is on. Hey Simon,
Hey,
hope you're well,
mate.
bud. Who else have we got? M. Giliberto, Michael, how are you? Isaac Draper, Rick Van Dyne, Step in Time. Was that him? Mary
Step in joy.
Mary Poppins.
Step in joy.
Plink Stringley is on, and Johnny T is on, and Blade Runner is on.
Greasy Kitchen's on. Adventures in Gearland. How lovely.
Kristen, good to hear from you. Kristen came to see us on Friday for our lovely experience day.
Oh, that was a really fun day. They're
They're
always fun. They're always
fun.
lovely chaps. But they were lovely chaps.
Lovely
Yeah,
chaps.
it was very great.
G Barge is on.
Hey, buddy.
Amadeus 733.
Amadeus.
Oh yeah. Sub Rosa Blues is on. Mesa Guitar Guy. Music Therapy Lass. Anthony Calderisi. Loads of friends.
Lovely.
Loads of friends.
Yeah, welcome everyone.
And many more.
Are you how are you feeling the jolliness of the season yet?
You know I don't do Christmas, Dan.
I know, but
No.
yeah.
It's just a hard no.
You heard it here first. That's
No.
a hard no.
No. It holds no joy for me whatsoever.
But just some time to step away and
time off, Christmas, you're having a laugh.
Oh,
It's time on like no other. What have you got to do? Drive around in the car, cook loads of stuff. Just like, it's harder work than being at work.
Well,
Yeah, sorry. No, actually, I'm not sorry. I would do without the whole thing. But of course, you're around people who want to do it, so you have to do it for them, don't you?
so I'm looking forward to Christmas.
Weirdo.
Oh, it's lovely with the kids because they'll be home.
That-
we worked.
That's got to be the difference, right?
Definitely.
I don't have kids, so can't be asked.
No,
Dog doesn't care.
yeah. It is great with the kids. We had talked about going out to Australia this year, but we're going to do it next year. We're just too busy this year. But yeah, it's nice. It's the thing. I don't mind the run up to Christmas and New Year's. I struggle. January's okay because my son's birthday's in January, but man, end of January, February, March, them is hard.
Right.
I think it's the Australian, the no sun, all that stuff.
Yeah, you got to work extra. If you feel that stuff, you've got to work extra hard at it. I mean, you've got to get up and get out every day.
Yeah.
I think is really important.
Yeah.
If you feel those effects.
Yeah. I went to the doctor once going, I don't know what's wrong with me. He says, you're Australian, aren't you? He said, yeah. I said, I get South Africans and Australians in here every week because you're just not used to this.
Yeah.
Your body is just not used to it.
Yeah.
I had never even thought about it
You'd be dreadful in Denmark
for many reasons.
or Sweden. Dark for months of the year, kind of, if you go really north. But yeah, I don't know.
Cheap Archers. Dan, my wife was in Melbourne last week. I love Melbourne, and I've played loads of gigs in Melbourne. My favourite gig in Melbourne was at the SB in St Kilda, which is a really fabulous place. And took the kids down there. Last time we were there, we stopped off in Melbourne just for the day to show the kids around. Yeah, Melbourne's quite fantastic.
Yeah, I had a nice time in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's a very cool place.
Very sort of cosmopolitan.
Very cosmopolitan,
varied.
but and yet not stressed. Kind of, it was nice.
Yeah, it was the opposite of stressed. It was very laid back.
Yeah.
Airfire Ed says February is the worst for me. I'm going to set you a challenge, Ed. And it might sound like I'm making light of it, but I did a gig on Friday night playing the big guitar, and there's 3 songs in the set that I really hate. So I decided I was going to make them the 3 songs that I like the most.
Oh, that's very good.
By learning them like really extra much and really getting into them and putting loads of time into it. So I'm going to set you a challenge, Ed, and I appreciate it might sound impossible. Make February your best month.
Oh, I like that.
For whatever reason.
I'll take on that challenge as well.
And I don't know what the steps are, but I think we've all got it within ourselves to change our relationship with the things we don't like, and you really can do it.
Christmas.
You can do it. Yes, Dan. Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
What it requires is a willing participant. But yeah, touche, mate. I'll take some of that medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'll do January, February, and March.
Yeah. March is all right. March is great.
March is all right because you're on the app of February, but I love that idea. Make it the best month.
Yeah,
that's
and
really
have
cool.
some other thing that you do.
Yeah.
Like I quite a few musician friends where their work really tails off in the dark months.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
Partly economically because
Christmas is over.
Certainly in this part of the world. I don't know about elsewhere where the weather's a bit better, but economically the gigs aren't there. And for all sorts of reasons, it goes quiet in those months. And it's like, okay, then is the time to do the work, isn't it? Then is the time to get into your playing, to plan what you're going to be doing for the rest of the year. I don't know, it's all very easy to say, but anyway.
How was your gig on big guitar?
It was good. I realised something really significant, which I'd never considered before.
Right.
I really hate standing at the back.
Yeah.
Like, I really hate it.
Okay. The view's not as good.
Well, I'm used to standing at the front.
Right.
There's all sorts of things you have to contend with.
Oh, okay.
When you're stood at the back.
Yep.
But it was good. I liked it. I scared people with the Ampeg.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah. Good. There's plenty of people who also dislike Christmas.
Chris Quinn, no, Christmas is just shite. Oh, buddy. No, I like it.
Yeah, no, it's good. I can sort of understand people who like it. Marcus Reeves loves Christmas. It's a time where folk are hopefully with other people who care for them.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm just not saying anything. That's not been my experience. Anyway, okay. Good. Guitar Kai says, Mick, some of your advices sound like a coach. They really are that good. There's always at least one song we hate most on the set list. Yeah, that's 25 years of self-help, Kai.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. It just goes. Anyway, right, blah blah blah. Everyone who loves Christmas, good for you.
Yeah.
I hope you have a lovely time with people that you like, doing things that you like doing.
Yeah.
Good.
I was
Then,
going
in which
to
case,
invite you guys around, but you know.
well, Catherine's probably up for it. She really likes Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Your house at Christmas is beautiful.
Yeah, especially when there's no one in it.
Okay. It's funny that's only halfway through November. But what are we like?
Hang on,
5,
yeah,
6
it's
away?
November. You can't talk about Christmas in November.
Oh, but it's done, dude. As soon
1st of December.
No. It's immediately after Halloween.
No.
That's what happens now. No. I've been in there the next day, like co-op or whatever, and as the shop is shutting, they're taking down the Halloween stuff, putting up the Christmas stuff. That is the new norm now in commercial world.
Don't know what Karl Marx had to say about it, but I rather suspect we agree. Hi D&M, K and R, says Plexco. Hi Duncan.
Hey buddy.
Safe to say happy 11th? Question mark. Yes, I guess we are into our 11th year.
Yes, we are. Wow.
I don't know if it's our 11th anniversary yet, but yeah.
My goodness.
Is it? Yeah. Stephen Cattian. Hi, Stephen. He says, D&M show up for the TPS gig and the only thing you can both plug into is the Plexi. One Plexi. How do you share the inputs of the Plexi? What would work best for your two guitars for the show?
Oh.
I think
I would give Mick the Plexi and I'd grab an acoustic guitar.
Or I would do the same. Because otherwise we'd have to toss a coin for the high treble channel and the other person would be very sad all night.
It's not even that though. It's the two guitars mixing into that.
Coming out of one.
You know what
they
you
used
could
to do this in the 60s.
Yeah. But what you could do is whoever had the louder guitar could go into the lower input on the bright channel. That's what you do. But the problem is, right, as soon as the amp starts, you can't give it any welly, because as soon as the amp starts limiting, it's all over. Yeah. So you have to keep it as clean as possible.
Oh, man, that is...
So if you were playing...
That'd be a hilarious challenge.
Yeah. If you were playing the Les Paul and I was playing the Jag, then I'd go into the higher input channel, you'd go into the lower input channel, and they might balance each other out. But the problem then you've got is that once I turn that down, you're down as well.
Yeah.
So, be really funny.
Great question. Thanks, Stephen. PG Nash. Hi, PG.
Hi, PG.
Hi, D&M. Hope you're amazing. I consider putting a Bigsby on my Crook Custom Telly. For those of you who don't know, Crook Custom were the guitars that Brad Paisley played forever.
Oh, cool.
I know it feels not right, but I have 2 crooks and I would like to have them different from each other. So the question is vibramate, yay or nay? Okay. I don't fully understand the vibramate system. I thought that in order to put it on a, or at least I've come to understand that in order to, there's 2 bits to it. One bit of the vibramate is a bit of hardware that enables you to attach the Bigsby so you don't have to drill anything or anything like that. Another part of the vibramate is the aid to stringing. So if you're talking about the fitting bit, and it is such that you can put it on a Telecaster without, or a T-type guitar without having to drill anything or any of that, then I would say that's a fairly sensible way to begin. But if you're up for the permanent change, then just stick it on there and drill it. But I mean, a crook is such, if you were saying it was a Squier Telly or, you know, a classic series Telly or something like that, which good guitars as they are aren't rare, horrifically expensive and one-offs, which crooks are, all of those things. I'd be like, yeah, get the drill out, don't worry about it. But that's a difficult one. And I might also be moved to say, they're such unique and really groovy guitars, get something else that's got a Bigsby on it.
Yeah.
It would be...
My issue with it is it so fundamentally changes the sound of the guitar that I would want to be sure, if you really dig those guitars, I'd want to be sure that you'd like the sound of it with a Bigsby on before you do anything major like that. They do look cool. I'm just looking at the Vibramate now, and I was thinking, maybe you could get one of the new Fandangled things.
The Duesenberg one. The Duesenberg trem is really worth looking at.
Yeah.
And now, on the crook, it doesn't make as much sense, but I think the Duesenberg will just fit in place of a stud tailpiece.
But there are ones that you can get for the Telly. That might be less intrusive.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Or you could just throw a massive curveball and get a Satano T bender with the B&G string bender. That'd be cool.
Somebody asked very briefly, Dan, can you power an H9 using gig rig stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I do on my board.
You just need a high current adapter.
High current adapter, or from one of the outputs of a Gen X8 or a Gen X14. But high current adapter, but you need what's called a line 6 cable adapter. And what that does, it changes the 2.1 center negative output to a 2.5 mil center positive.
Is it center positive?
Center positive.
Even H9 do everything arse backwards, don't they?
The new stuff isn't. The new stuff is normal, but
Okay.
the H90 is normal. The H9 is weird. Man, the Duesenberg trams are great.
If you want functional, get the Duesenberg one.
Yeah.
But if you just want to go to bed feeling cool, get the Bigsby and wake up feeling cool and spend the whole day being cool.
Yeah.
Johnny T says Mick wants to be a psychologist. I do, Johnny. I actually do. I think
you'd be a great psychologist.
Yeah.
Except for around the holidays.
I don't think I would. I'm not sure.
Airfire Ed says, Dan, I think you're talking about the Vega Tram. Yeah, the Vega Tram is, there's Vega Tram's one of them, but there's a couple of doozy things as well. But yeah, the Vega Tram's very cool.
Mrs. Marcellus, that's a Vega.
The Sertano T-Bender, man, that looks fantastic. I watched a video today of a guitar player who He's an amazing guitar builder as well, but he's got a telly with like a T bender, like a B bender, G bender thing on it. His name will come to me in a second. He is the most astonishing guitar player. And with a B bender and a G bender on a telly, you don't need any more than that. The sounds you can get out of it are amazing.
So hard to manage, isn't it? I mean, nothing compared to a steel guitar, but pedal steel guitar. But it's flipping heck. I've told this before, but I had a G&L with a B and a G bender.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, some bad sounds came out of that. Cam Bull, hello Cam. Cam says you've just bought a used guitar. How do you set pickup heights, intonation, and so on? Do you change your preferences, or work backwards from the previous owner's setup, or return to factory spec? What do you do?
So after you've been playing and you kind of gravitate towards a certain way you set your guitar up. Like for example, most of my guitars use 11 to 52s. I don't like a really low action, all these sorts of things. So I will set up a guitar in the way that feels nice to me. And then adjust accordingly. One thing that I learned from hanging out with Johnny Kincaid is that he will make a small adjustment and then leave it, and then come back next day and make a small adjustment and leave it. It takes a little while for these things to just embed themselves, and
Yeah, depending on the guitar,
yeah,
certainly
sure.
can do. I think if once you've been playing for a long time, Cam, you know what you like, and so I guess step number one is everything functionally okay. So are the nut slots cut wide enough for the strings that you're going to use, or has somebody been using giant strings on there so you need a new nut fitted to take care of your narrower strings? So that's number one. Is the nut about there or thereabouts? So you want to check that. The other thing you want to check almost first is the nut. Assuming you're happy with the widths of the nut slots, then you need to check the height of the nut slots, and there's various guides on how to do that, because a nut that's too low or has worn too much or has been cut too low will make everything else extremely difficult. So assuming that that's all good, and to be fair, it is on most guitars, everything else is functioning right, you'll then just know by looking at it whether the neck relief is in the place you like it, the action is where you like it, and of course if you change either of those things and string gauge, you'll need to change the intonation. So normally when you pick it up, you'll know if one of those things is off. So
yeah.
For me, same as Dan, usually it's a heavier set of strings, see that how that affects the neck relief. So you might need to do a quick truss rod tweak, and then set the action and intonation as per normal.
Diaper, Baghdad, and BB, Seth Lee Jones. Thank you.
Okay.
Seth Lee Jones. Man, what a guitar player. Yeah.
Nice. I haven't heard of him.
Oh, dude. Oh. So he's one of these really annoyingly talented people who just plays beautiful, big, loud amps and just makes the guitar sing, and he makes guitars then as well, and is an incredible guitar builder, repairer. He just understands guitars to that microscopic level. Yeah.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah, really wonderful.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Big Riffs and Rigs. Big Riffs and Rigs says, hi D&M. At a recent gig, I had to turn my 65 Princeton reissue down to 2. Below its happy place, I usually run 3 to 4. Is there a pedal I can use before or after my drives to make things feel better without raising volume?
It's so hard because it's not just about the lowering of the volume. It's what happens to the gain stage all the way through to the speaker and the amplifier. Now, one thing that we talk about when we talk about underdriving is if you have a really nice open sounding overdrive pedal, that can work with overdrive set to like really minimum, and then turning the volume down a little bit. That little bit of overdrive can give you the bit of limiting, the feel of limiting that the amp would get when it's in its happy place. So, and then you take it off for your solos. So we've done videos before on underdriving, and that's a good way to do it. Another thing is a compressor set to light compression, turn down.
Yeah, that could certainly help. If I had to play that quiet, I would play a hollow guitar.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd play a Casino or a 330 type guitar, because I have to feel the guitar vibrate. If I can't feel the guitar vibrate, don't really enjoy that. I'm interested to know in what world 2 is too loud on a Princeton. So is there something else you can do? Like, is it a question of directionality? So who's telling you to turn down when it is on 2? Is it someone else in the band, or is it sound engineer, or is it people in the front row? Because if it's the sound engineer or people in the front row, then you may have an issue with directionality, and it is a real problem with single speaker small amps, because they're putting all their welly out of one little beaming speaker. So one thing you could seek to do is reduce the directionality of that speaker, either by using something like a deflux plexi screen, or you could literally turn your amp through 90 degrees so it's not facing forward, it's facing left and right.
There's some footage of your mate, what's his name? The big headstock strap player that you love.
Ainsley?
No, American guy, Michael Landau. Footage of him playing on the weekend with his amps turned sideways, not going to the front, but sideways at him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's cool. I dig that. You know,
I know when he plays with JT, sometimes he has his amp down there
facing up at him.
Up at him. So you could try that. You could try, just reducing the directionality of it. But as Dan says, compressors can be good, and maybe a guitar with a bit more air in it, so that you can get a bit more feel going. Where was I? I was somewhere recently, and I actually saw a bass player stood on a vibrating pad with a vibrating vest. So you can go that far if you want. But honestly, at that point for me, it's stay home and enjoy your evening. Although a gig on Friday was properly loud. Like Martin, one of the guitar players, has got a Blues Deluxe, and it was loud.
Nice.
It was up there, overdrive pedals, really loud. And there were moments where I was like, this is too loud.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. It's so genre and music and player dependent, isn't it?
Oh, it's so player dependent.
Because, anyway, try some of those things and see if any of that helps. Compressor would be the most obvious.
Yeah.
And just a qualifier on that, if you don't like that really over front end Dynacomp style compression because it wrecks everything else that you're trying to do, investigate something like an 1176 or the Airchild by J-Rocket. Like back end studio style compressors, which do give weight and warmth and a little bit of give, but not in that kind of country guitar over compression kind of way. Johnny T. What's your advice on 3 or 4 Boss pedals for gain staging?
I was actually, I contacted our mate Matt Knight from Boss, because I was interested in doing a show on all
HM2 Metal Zone. HM2 Metal Zone.
Yeah. Oh, it's outrageous. So whether it's a Boss pedal or whatever, the advice is the same. It's not about the pedal, it's about what you're using it for. So a great place to start is the pedal that has the most distortion goes at the front, and the pedal that has the least distortion goes further down the chain. The reason for that is the pedal that has lower amounts of distortion, like a boost or whatever, it has more headroom. So the signal going into it will get louder. However, if you've got lots of distortion, then the signal going into it will just be more distorted. It won't get that much louder, if at all. So a nice way to do it is with the, if you've got your distortion sound and you like it, but you want that sound, but for a solo, if you boost into it, you're not going to get that volume lift. But if you have your boost after it, when you kick that on, it'll take that distortion sound and make it louder so that you can be heard for a solo. So whether it's boss or whatever, more distortion at the front, less distortion at the end.
I would do these in this order, with an SD1 at the front, and the SD1 is over the other side of the road. That's how I'd do it.
That's beautiful. So we have a long dash DS1 from 1980, Blues Driver going into the booster preamp. That booster preamp, man, is something else.
It's so good.
It's brilliant.
And the reason for putting it at the end, you'd have to experiment, would be, I've put this one after the DS1 because this works great when you turn down and it stays clean. This one does, but not so well. And you want your heavy gain up front, really. This could be on the front to boost into everything, or it could be at the end to boost after to give you the solo lift that Dan was just talking about. And the reason I would add the SD1 Super Overdrive, is it SD1?
SD1.
Super Overdrive on the front is because it's got that mid hump. It's very similar to a Tube Screamer. It is similar to a Tube Screamer. It's got the mid hump and is a good boost for all of the others. That's what I would do.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Obviously with 4 metal zones underneath the pedal board. Actually, I don't mean to be facetious about the metal zone, as we've proved in shows. We've joked about it enough, but as we've proved in shows, it's a vastly powerful overdrive distortion.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Simon Neil still swears by them, and go and see Biffy Clyro live and tell me that you don't like the guitar sound. Far out, man. Oh yeah, of course. Someone's saying fuzz. Yes, the Boss, the FZ, whatever it is, the Wazza Fuzz is actually really good. So yeah, you could put that on the front. Yeah.
Don't forget the digital medalizer, says Greasy Kitchen.
Oh, I should read out some of the...
Simon V, RDJ. Hey Simon, hope you're well, mate. He says, chaps. Chris Buck says hi. Looking forward to the Downlogs gig on the 20th.
Yes.
That is the day after tomorrow in... Oh, it's Thursday, actually.
It's Thursday. This Thursday, we're at Swindon at the Vic, and the following Thursday, so this Thursday the 20th at the Vic, and 27th we're at Fat Little's. So if you want to come down and have some fun and
go
dress up in your 70s attire and, jump around to some silly prog and, all your favourite 70s tunes and come down because
it's very good. Go. Barrow Brith is available, says Simon. Take a question from the chat, please.
That's
Much
the
love.
list.
Whoa.
Isn't that insane?
For the crowd, Dan is showing me a Excel spreadsheet with about 125 lines. How many lines?
144.
That's not bad, is it? Is that bad?
That's amazing.
Catherine was putting some coffee beans in the thing the other day. We didn't have enough to make a whole pot. She pours them into the thing and I went 38 grams. It was 36 or something like that.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, take one from the chat, says Simon. Okay. Why only Boss? Well, because that was the question.
That's right. Box ticked. If you do have a question, make sure you have loads of question marks, because that's how we see it. Oh, this is interesting. So Wadey 1960 CS says, any interest peaked at all for the upcoming Gary Moore collection auction? The Fiesta Red Strat will be included.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's a video of Chris Buck playing that Strat.
What is that? A 63?
Oh, I don't know.
Or is it a 61 maybe? Now it's going to be a 62, isn't it? 61. Which was a good year.
It's a very good year.
They were all good years. Okay. Michael Giliberto. Hello, Michael. Hope you're doing well, buddy. He says, greetings, D&M. And all. Yes, greetings all. He says, Sunday night, Crank 2 rocks. A real Hammond B3 with Leslie and the amazing Matt Schofield. Please take one from the chat.
There you go.
Yeah.
One for the chat. Victor Gustafsson says, is this a question? With loads of question marks. That would be a question.
Yes. Evan Ward says, I don't like Fiesta Red.
Oh,
I don't like red guitars, to be honest. Sorry.
it's okay. I love them.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's not I don't like them. It's just not my first choice.
I always wanted a black Strat. And I found one, and it was a 64 back in when I was young, and it was $5,000 in Australia. And there was just no way. And that was the black Strat that got away. But that's the only, I don't know why, but it's the only, apart from Sunburst, because I don't like Sunburst, but that's the only time I ever wanted a specific coloured guitar.
Right.
Was a black Strat. Huh. Everything else is like, whatever. Apart from Sunburst. Viljuga says, would you ever do a video on taking care of tube amps, troubleshooting tube issues and the like?
We'd have to do it with somebody.
We'd get someone in.
That would be a great video to do. Go and see somebody and do it.
Yeah.
And benefit from their experience. Because Dan and I, I think we can get past the obvious stuff like check the mains fuse, tap the valves with a chopstick.
But it depends on the amps as well, because I've sort of rebuilt I've modded my AC30 quite a bit, and I know that amp so well, and I'm happy to get in there. But if I was got inside a high watt or something, I'd need a proper,
you want someone who's mended 200 of them
exactly,
and then they just know
of that specific amplifier. Yeah.
And a good tech has mended 200 of most amps.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, but they've mended lots of amps. Oh.
David Tompkins says, I can't see a red Strat without thinking of Hank Marvin. Up to you whether that's a good thing or not. That's, interesting.
It's his fault, isn't it? I mean, it's his fault that Knopfler got his. I would say Gary probably was influenced massively by Hank as well, because they were of that era. And it's hard to imagine now, you couldn't... Those of us of a certain vintage, it's not hard to imagine. But if you're a bit younger... and you've grown up with the internet, or at least you've grown up with access to guitars in shops. It wasn't long before that where you just couldn't see a Fender Strat. You couldn't see it on the internet because the internet didn't exist. You couldn't really see it in a magazine because you probably couldn't afford a magazine. You might have seen one on the telly, and that would have been black and white, or at least very bad colour.
What were people using in the UK before Strats and Gibsons and stuff?
Well, English and German guitars. So Hofner's, like the early days of the Beatles, they had John had his Hofner Club 60 or whatever it was, Club 40.
Right. Burns, were they around?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know if Burns was more a reaction to Fender than a...
Right.
I don't know. I guess so, yeah. But there's quite a lot of German, European guitars around. And then, of course, everybody wanted the American guitars because they were hard to get. Post-World War II, we're still in all sorts of difficult trade arrangements, not to mention these things were tremendously expensive. So that thing about going down to the music shop to stare in the window at it.
Yeah.
People used to do that. They would get on the train and go and look in the window at a guitar.
I used to do that when I was a kid. Going to Brisbane, going to the mall. There was oh man, what was it called? There's a shop in the mall in Brisbane where you walk downstairs, and they had some Charvel Jacksons in a glass case, and you're never allowed to touch them, but they were there, and they looked amazing. But you could play all the Ibanez's and stuff. But yeah, I used to do that.
Johnny D says, wasn't Hank's red strap the first in the UK? By all accounts, yeah. Cliff and the Shadows, or Cliff ordered it, didn't they? They ordered it. So, I think. Yeah.
Was he playing before the Strat?
Hank?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he was, because I don't know what year he got the Strat.
Okay.
I mean, he would have been playing some sort of. I've got like a Framus or a. I don't know if it might even be a Japanese guitar.
Right.
I've got an image in my head because I printed it enough in Guitarist magazine. And I don't know if the Burns came after that. Hofner Congress is the guitar I was thinking about.
Okay.
And then in 1959 he got an Antoria. So it was a Japanese guitar.
Right.
And then Cliff bought Marvin his first... Thank you, Google AI overview. Cliff bought Marvin his first Strat in the spring of 59.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, gold hardware maple neck, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So that would have been early AC amps and... God, I can just smell it from here, can't you?
Yeah. And the... Were they using Echo Rex or were they using Echo Plexes?
Neither. Miazis.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I guess... I don't know about Watkins, but... Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Electricity Music. I'm guessing that's you, Steve. My dear friend Steve Atkins. I'm guessing it's you, Steve. It might be Ali, but what's the best curry for guitarists and why?
Oh, what a great question. Okay, I'm going to say a mixed grill, only because it doesn't stain your hands and you can still go and play the gig afterwards. Not that you'd ever play a gig after you have a curry.
Oh, I've done that.
Oh, that's a hard gig.
It's a hard gig. There's a lot of repeating.
You
certainly wouldn't want to be sharing a microphone.
There's not a lot of movement. Yeah.
Come on then. Let's have your curry suggestions for guitar players, please.
What's that bad news?
And related.
Where they walk into the curry place.
How many poppadoms?
I'll have 6 poppadoms and 48 pints of lager, please.
No, 100 pints of lager. F it, Channel 4 are paying.
Brilliant.
Let's have your curries then, and I'll start you off with Take a Chance on Me.
Take a Chance on Me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Comma, chameleon.
There you go. I think Dan has set the precedent for what needs to happen next.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Very good.
Poppadom Preach, obviously.
Poppadom Preach.
I know, Steve, I appreciate we've gone off subject here a bit, but I can't believe you've never heard that before.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Chapat'll be the day.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Anyway, so we'll let that one run then. Vindaloo Sunset says, says LMK. Greeny says, call my police. Ring of Fire says Thomas Ross. Get in.
Oh, boy, that's wonderful.
Oh, I'm only Danzak, says John, I'm only Danzak. Oh, come on. Vindaloo couldn't escape if I wanted to. Thank you. Oh. Chicken tikka, you and I know. They're all Abasons, aren't they? Says Johnny D. Streets. Frankie Walnuts, I think you've won so far. The Streets of Baltimore.
Very good. That's very good. Oh, boy. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Sagadoo. Says Richard Chester. Oh, welcome to the young girl. That's really good. Dopey Yaza Queen. Okay, yeah, keep going. Keep
this
going.
is Jalfrezi Nights.
Thanks for the question, Steve. Right, Isaac Draper. Hello, Isaac. He says, greetings. I've recently acquired a 50-watt Plexi and a deluxe reverb.
Ticket to ride.
Ticket to ride. Oh, I think I'm going to be sad.
She's got a ticket to ride.
Isaac Draper wants to know, what are your thoughts on a 50-watt Plexi and a deluxe reverb wet dry?
Magical.
Yeah, you've got to watch the volume on the Plexi a bit.
Yeah, but that would be, I would suggest that the Plexi would be your wet amp.
Yeah, maybe. Depends how you run it.
Yeah, but but you're going to be, if you're running it with the amplifiers are sort of matched in volume, you're going to be running out of headroom a lot faster on the deluxe. So I'd leave because look, the Plexi as a clean amp is amazing. So that's what I'd be doing.
Some are. I've played some that are just instant gain.
Oh, okay.
And some have a bit more headroom. Like ours is almost instant gain, but it's very, very loud before it gets there. So even like on between 1 and 2 on the high treble channel, if you remove the bright cap, investigate removing the bright cap. I know the diehard Marshall people say it's a bad idea, but honestly, if you want to use it clean, it is such a lovely sound if you just take it out.
Yeah.
On 100 watts, it's a bit more qualified, and I think they could do with a small bright cap. Certainly not the insane thing that's in there, but yeah, they'll work great together.
Yep.
Where it will start to diverge is when you get louder, and the headroom differences between the amps will become apparent, because the deluxe reverb is always, even when it's overdriving nicely and quite loud, it's still quite a soft experience. It's still quite a pleasant thing to play. There's nothing really that pleasant to play about a Plexi when it's starting to overdrive. It is really punch you in the face, aggressive.
Yeah.
And the difference between those two amps will be apparent. But there is a sweet spot on both of them that I think paired together would be chef's kiss.
Yeah, completely.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. I got a couple of things I need to read out. The paneerness of you.
Oh, good,
that is
good. Who's that by?
That is magical. Carson Green, the paneerness of you. Paul Matulich, Nan More Black.
Yeah.
Guitar Tech 79, comfortably Nan. It's great. This is why the internet exists.
PK
people.
Flash 2004. I just chord to Sagaloo.
Sagaloo.
Anything by Freddie Morecurry, says Audio Chris. You can't curry love, says Daniel Johnston HQ. God, we could really cross the streams here and say you can't curry glove. Oh,
boy.
Mummy. Anyway, Paratha's in arms, says Victor Gustafson.
That's really good. That's really good.
Greetings from Chicago, says Rick Van Dyne. Hello,
Sweet
Rick.
home.
He says, was curious why the UAFX Golden Reverberator wasn't put head-to-head with the CXM and others, given its strong regard, easy UI, and specific lexicon algorithm.
Well, it wasn't about the specific... It was about two specific reverb pedals. One, our favourite reverb pedal, the CXM, and about the experience that we'd had a couple of weeks beforehand
with the
Nucleo.
Yeah.
And then we just wanted to put a cost-effective thing and just see. And it would look a super enjoyable show. I'm going to be doing a bit more of an in-depth thing on the UA thing soon, because I've just brought out a MIDI update for those pedals. So it'll be really super interesting, because look, their stuff sounds great. And a bit of MIDI control there, I think, could be really great.
Does sound the Golden Reverberator really does sound fabulous. And
what was the one you were using? You were using
I use the Golden, but I also use the Delver
the Delver
a little bit.
Wonderful.
I got tired of the buffer in it in the end.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, but the UA Golden reverberator is very, very good, and obviously UA have done probably the best algorithm of the Lexicon 224 of anybody.
Yeah.
So you can get it as a UAD plugin, and it is really exceptionally good. So it's a fair question, Rick. But as Dan says, really it was about the CXM remains our favourite.
Yeah.
And the Nucleo would come. We've never heard anything, and I mean that wholeheartedly, that would challenge the CXM. They say the algorithms and the merits are the same. Maybe they are. I can't find them in the Mercury X. And there's something about the preamp sound of the CXM that's just.
Yeah, it's really great.
And that combination of sound and UI and all the rest of it means that we just found nothing yet to challenge it. We thought the Nucleo was in the game.
Yeah.
And for some things it certainly is.
Yeah.
And so is the Golden Reverberator. But
yeah, and look, they're all great.
My problem with the Golden Reverberator is, in order to get presets, you have to use MIDI, which it doesn't have yet.
Yeah.
And even when it does, I don't want MIDI.
No.
So
I don't want that.
What I've got on the CXM is at least 10 presets off the top panel. I only use 4, but it's
but
really
you can get to them
work.
really quickly. You know exactly where you're going.
On the UA, it's hard work because you can only have 2, can't you?
Well, you can have a preset and switch between a normal one. Switch between your live settings and one preset.
So you've got 2.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
No. But now with the MIDI thing. So I'm going to do I might
How
do
are they doing the MIDI then?
So there's a little micro USB port in the back.
And they're doing it via that?
Yep.
What, like a USB to MIDI converter?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
Yeah. So you can get the MIDI to USB converters for like 45 quid. And they're just doing a software update where you'll be able to... Now, I don't believe... I need to spend a bit more time with it, but it might be... I don't know how many presets will be in there or whether the knobs are just all on CC control. But I'll get into it. Because it's a big deal. It was the one thing from those pedals that was really missing for me. So...
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Plink Stringly. Hi DNM, here's a challenge idea. Build a board with an unusual pedal order to create unique and usable tones. Delay, reverb into drive, mod, fuzz after reverb, etc. 6 to 9 pedals. The winner chooses others' least favourite topic for the next show. That's quite good actually. Unconventional pedal board challenge. We're not doing 6 to 9 pedals because I'm telling you the video will be 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Which I know there's a handful of you out there who would love. I would not love. Too much editing. Oh dear, what's just happened there then?
While Mickey's recovering, Greenio says, hi Legends, question for Dan. Can I turn the treble booster on the Brothers AM on and off with a MIDI foot switch whilst leaving channel 1 on, i.e. no presets? I'm going to say yes, because just that foot switch alone will be under a CC message. So if you just send a CC message on and a CC message off to turn that on and off, you should absolutely be able to do that. It's a great pedal, the Brothers AM. Really, really brilliant.
Basil Tiffany saying 9-hour show. I don't see that as a problem. Okay, sorry. Right. That's a great challenge, Plink. I've taken a screenshot. We will do it. Johnny T, do I need a volume pedal? And what is your preferred volume pedal?
Do you need a volume pedal? They can be nice. They can be expressive and stuff. I mean, do you need one? They can. Well, you are the best answerer of that question. It might be really handy for you. This is all the volume that I need. I need expression pedals to turn down delay levels and stuff like that. But as far as volume pedals are concerned, I'm fine with that one. Michael?
I've never used one because I've never had the need or the use for one. So what might you use one for? First off, somewhere near the beginning of your chain for volume swells. If you like doing volume swells and you don't want to use the guitar volume knob, maybe that could be a good use.
Mm-hmm.
Another interesting use is in lieu of a kind of first gain stage. So by turning it down into your first overdrive pedal, you'll also significantly reduce the overdrive.
Yeah.
So it might be that you can clean up a sound by just reducing the volume into the overdrive pedal. So that's another way to use it. I think if I was ever going to use one, I'd use it in the way that Michael Landau and others use it, which is after the gain stages, before the wet effects, I think is how he does it.
Mm.
So it's a master volume of sorts. So nothing monkeys with your gain.
Yeah.
That relationship stays the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing I don't really want is, it's complicated enough with 2 or 3 overdrive pedals. I don't want it to be any more complicated. So after that, what's useful is, number one, you've got kind of a master volume, right? You've got a master volume out of your overdrives. I think this is how he does it. I could be wrong. Before your time-based effects.
Mm-hmm.
And that does 2 things. One is, if you have your reverbs and delays set in a certain way and you hit them really hard with loads of signal, they can really have tremendous amount of effect. So it might be that you might want to ease back on the volume. And then I guess after that, you could swell into the reverbs and delays, so that the reverbs and delays will keep their tails, but when you turn the volume down,
you kill the input.
Yeah. But the tail will stay the same.
Yeah. Do your whale song.
Yeah. So, long story short, it's a way of doing swells and stuff without it affecting your gain pedals. So that's the other reason. And then the other reason, I suppose, would be right on the end, after everything, as a simple master volume.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you feel like you have a use for any of those applications, then investigate.
Yeah.
Blade Runner, or 13 Aid Runner, or exclamation mark 3 Aid Runner, or L3 Blade Runner. Blade Runner I'm going to go with. Hi DNM, I just got a John Mayer inspired FSR Strat from Anderton's with the Fat 60s pickups, and I love them. Would Mick have any suggestions on pickups to try in my old Road Worn, which has the stock Tex-Mex? I think you'd have to define what you don't like about the Tex-Mex ones. And then you'd have a direction of travel. Of course, the other thing you can do, if you're not too scared about doing these things, is just swap the pickguards over in the guitars and you'll be able to hear what the Fat 60s sound like.
I much prefer that, just because the amount of time between hearing them is greatly reduced.
Yeah, but if you're not confident with unsoldering and you're worried about damaging the guitar and stuff, then maybe not that. But if you're pretty handy with that kind of thing, it's an easy enough thing to do. Just literally swap the pickguards over and wire to the output jack and earth wire to the trem claw. As for recommendations after that, I think the Fat 60s are just a great all-round Strat pickup.
Yeah.
Rosewood board Strats. I really like them. I think they're in transit van at the moment, and every guitar I've played them in, I like them. They just, it sounds almost like damning with faint praise, but there's nothing about them I don't like.
Are they the same ones that are in your grey John Mayer Strat?
No, they're the John Mayer Big Dipper ones.
Oh, okay.
God, how different are any of these things really? So yeah, you could just go with those. It's so hard because everyone likes different things. And different guitars react differently to different pickups, despite what you might hear on the internet. And I always think that some guitars, and this is conjecture, right? There's no proof in this, and all there is a few years of experience. I always think heavier guitars that are less acoustically resonant can take more pickup.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
I.e. more beefy pickups. But as the guitar is lighter and more resonant and bouncy in itself, I want less pickup because the whole thing's really moving.
Yeah.
And that might just be a purely personal experience. Some of the Road ones can be pretty heavy, so I think it could probably take a fairly beefy pickup. Yeah, after that, oh god, man, it's so hard to say. I've been through the mill with Strat pickups.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned with all of your Strat pickups?
It's the guitar, not the pickups.
Okay, perfect. There you go. There's a t-shirt.
Or should I say, the guitar is every bit as important as the pickups. You know, there is that school of thought that says pickups are 85, 90% of a guitar sound and everything else is, you know, around the edges.
Yeah.
My experience with old Gibsons and old Fenders at this point, I'm almost going to say the guitar is much more important than the electronics.
Yeah.
Old Gibsons especially, old wood Gibsons. But it's not that. It's too didactic to say that one is more important than the other. It is a system. It's a ecosystem, and the whole thing has to work together. I know that's not the answer you were looking for. So more prosaically, decide what it is you don't love about the Tex-Mex pickups. Are they too brash? Are they not powerful enough? Is it anything you can mitigate with different tone settings and volume settings? One of the things we were doing at Experience Day on Friday was a lot of the guys maybe hadn't played that loud or hadn't played with that much clarity before or with that much information coming. So one of the things we did, we get a nice gainy sound, and then I go, hang on a minute, knock the guitar back to 8 or 7, and we're going to lean on the pedal really hard now. So we're going to get more or less the same sound. We're going to turn the pedal and the gain up really high on the pedal, but we're going to just knock the guitar back. And the sound goes from like this to this.
Oh, wow.
Massive increase in headroom and dynamics. And because the guitar's just, something about that chain isn't just killing the pedal.
Yeah. Okay. That's amazing.
And all of a sudden clarity and bigness. So there might be little things like that you can do in your chain to just...
I really dig that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
The short sell is...
Same with humbuckers?
Especially with humbuckers.
There you go.
Especially with humbuckers. Don't gut the guitar until you've...
Had a fiddle.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck. It's an extension of that stuff we discussed with Simon. And ever since we did a show with Simon Jarrett from Kingsley Amplifiers on, and he came in advocating one just as one direction of travel, not as a universal truth. As one direction of travel, try a massive tone cap in your guitar and set the amp and the pedals all way, way, way open and turn the guitar down. And the effects were incredible. Yeah. And I've sort of taken that to heart a bit. Lean much harder on the amps and the pedals and just lay back on the guitar a bit. And all of a sudden the guitar has this voice you've never heard before.
Yeah.
All you people that already do it all the time, you'll be screaming at the screen, but sometimes you have to get to things in your own sweet time. Good luck. Andre DJ. Hi DNM, Jared James tomorrow. Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Cardinal Black next week, and I've got tickets for both. Happy days. I love Chris Buck's Radio Shop pickups. Oh, well, there you go, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Chris Buck's Radio Shop pickups.
Yeah.
They could be a good place to start. Do all your guitars have perfect string and pickup alignment? Kisses to Rosie. No. Not by a long way.
No, actually.
Oh, maybe pickup alignment. If you're talking about pickups over the pole pieces. This guitar has a terrible high E string alignment, which I have to mitigate by pulling the string that way a bit. But yeah, over the pole pieces maybe. The only one that I have that doesn't is my butchered SE, because it's got a Gibson humbucker in F spacing. But it's not quite F spacing because it's Korean PRS spacing. So
I love that you did that to that guitar.
it's a bit narrower.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I've got to fix it for the next challenge though, Dan.
Yep. I'm changing quite a few things on my next challenge.
You won't believe my board.
Can I have a go at that one? So this had the single coils in it.
Yep. Yeah, but most other things, I think, are because they were designed that way. Obviously, right? If you take one of these Gibsons, which is wider here and narrower here, it can't be perfect across there because the strings get closer together. Be interested to hear from you lot how much difference you think it makes, because so perfect no, but standard yes, apart from this, which has an incorrectly spaced.
This is great.
Isn't it? It's a good guitar. It is a good guitar. Just need to sort that humbucker out. You can't help yourself.
I can't. You can see why after my Strat was stolen and I went to a tally and just went, I sound like an idiot. I need to work on this. So I'm going to stick with the tally.
It's a good guitar, no doubt about it.
Great. It's a lovely neck. And this is the SE, is it?
Yep.
Man.
You can buy one of those for $5.99 at Anderson's currently, I think. And what's interesting about these, sorry, as a tangent, easier to mod than the American ones because the routing is much more spacious.
Is there space for a humbucker in there as well?
No. But in American ones, you couldn't put a Fender pickup in.
Oh.
Because the PRS pickups are shaped like a pickup cover.
Okay.
Whereas the Fender pickup has the
triangle bottom.
on the base plate. And they'll go in there. They are standard Fender pickups in that guitar, in the middle and neck. But the humbucker is unfortunately microphonic. I did think about just pulling the cover off and seeing if that does it, but
lovely.
Anyway, sorry, we digress. I hope that was a sensible enough answer, Andre. Plexico, Duncan. Darren's hurt his back, by the way.
Yes, it's a bit twingy.
John Pardo says, I'm quite tempted by the SE now they're so cheap, but those horrible tuners. You could replace them, John. I am going to replace those if the ferrules are the right size, because I don't mind the look of them so much, but when you put a string winder on and turn them, they clack on the other.
Oh, do they?
They're too big to put a string winder on.
Okay.
Oh, it's like flipping facepalm moments. Yeah. Right, sorry. Plexico, Duncan, how are you, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
He says, hi again. Have you played the circa 2003 hand-wired AC30s? What are your thoughts on it versus other AC30s, such as the Top Boost 2BX ones, which I guess were the Marshall-made ones in the 90s? 50th and 60th anniversary and all the others. Happy 11th D&M. Thank you.
I've played lots of them. They're all great. The JMI hand-wired ones, the they're all great. Honestly, I think the best value for money is if you can find the CC version with the reverb, but with the blues in it. I think that's an extraordinary sounding amplifier. Then the reverb sounds really, really good. And it's obviously AC30s didn't come with reverb. I think they've done a really great job of putting that circuit in. I think that for me, that's the best value for money. They did a run of Fawn hand-wired ones.
I think that's the ones you're referring to.
Which I thought they sounded really, really great.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say, I still haven't heard a new Vox that sounds like my old Vox. Now, that can be a number of things. And it's probably just the speakers are so hammered. But the iron is different. And you can buy old Voxes for the price of some of these new Voxes. You can still find them. They're not that crazy expensive. They might not be as reliable, especially with the new valves, and there are things that you'll need to do to them. The main thing that you'll need to do is change the 50 ohm cathode bias resistor to an 80 ohm cathode bias resistor if you're using new valves, unless you happen to have a stash of old Mullard valves. Yeah. If you can find one of the best sounding AC30s is it's a 70s one with the wide vents and the Silver Bulldog speakers. They're extraordinary. You can pick those up, not crazy money. But as far as the new ones are concerned, and all those hand-wired series, the Fawn hand-wired JMI ones I thought sounded magic.
Yeah. For me, don't confuse too much with JMI, because there was a load of fakies with JMI badging on around a similar period.
Oh, okay.
So Vox, there were some that were branded JMI.
Yeah.
They weren't fakes, but they certainly had nothing to do with Vox.
Yeah. But there was a Vox one made by JMI, hand-wired one.
Oh, was there?
Yeah. And they were Fawn, and there was a sort of limited number of them.
Okay.
They were really great.
And they were definitely Vox sanctioned, were they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know who made them then.
Oh, do you? Okay.
If they were Vox sanctioned, I know who made them. For me, it comes down to master volume. So I've got a feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody in the chat, please. I've got a feeling the hand-wired reissues were not master volume.
That's right.
Whereas
the hand-wired ones weren't.
Most of the new ones...
The new ones are. Yeah.
So regardless of which one sounds better, the hand-wired ones only sound good if you crank them, if you turn them up.
Absolutely correct.
So at low volume, they're all right, but you got to... And I don't mean cranked to bejesus. I mean cranked...
So they're working.
So they're open.
Yep.
So you have to... I think the hand-wired ones, you have to use them loud. You have to. Whereas the Chinese reissues, for example, and that was true, having to use them loud was also true of the British-made ones in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those were made at Marshall. Martin Kidd did the drawings for him, I think.
Oh, did he?
He had something to do with...
Right.
Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So the British ones that were around in the 80s and 90s specifically, no non-master volume, you kind of have to have them loud. Whereas what's great about the CCs and the Chinese reissue ones, Chinese-built reissue ones, is they have that master volume, and they actually sound pretty decent at low volume, I think. Lower volume.
Mm.
So if you're going to crank them, great. Hand-wired, no master volume. Use it the way as was intended. But if reality is part of your world and you have to play at lower volumes, I would go for a master volume one personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and those ones that have got the reverb in them as well, they're just great amps.
Yeah. As for the 50th and 60th anniversary ones, I haven't played any of those.
Right.
The 60th anniversary ones, I did see some of those being made, but I've never played one. So,
right.
Have you played one?
I can't remember specifically the anniversary ones.
Yeah.
Would
be interesting. That would be a really fascinating show to get one from each key era.
Yeah.
And see how different they are. I mean, the trouble is they're all going to be different within the amps themselves, depending on how much how often they've been repaired. I do remember going to interview a band, one of those 2000s bands. Oh God, what were they called? Can't remember. Anyway, I'll remember in a minute. A good band, really good band. He had 3 lined up. And I was like, why have you got 3 lined up? He says, well, because when that one goes,
that one can come on.
We can pull it out of the way and the next one can come forward, and then normally don't get through more than 3 a night.
Yep, sounds about right. Audio on Beat says, do I have to change the cathode bias resistor in an old AC50 from 1969 as well for the use of modern tubes? I think AC50s were fixed bias. So you'd tweak it to be the right bias. So I think it was the AC100s that were still cathode biased, but I had an AC50 and it was fixed bias. So I'm pretty sure it was fixed. Wonderful, wonderful amplifiers. Yours is not for 1969, so I'm assuming yours is a grey panel. Yes, and certainly mine was certainly fixed bias.
Kristen, it was great to see you
Yes.
on Friday. Kristen came to an experience day on Friday. Lovely to meet you finally, mate. He says, good evening, gents. Thank you for an amazing day on Friday. I'm still buzzing. Just wish I could come back again every week. I've been so inspired to get back out there and make some real noise again. Good for you, man.
Yes, mate. Awesome.
Good for you. Good for you. I have to say, I felt that way after doing... I went straight from the experience day to do a pub gig and felt pretty good after.
Oh, good.
I reminded what it was like to be shaken for a couple of hours.
Nice.
And shake humans. It was nice. It's a good feeling. Let us know how you get on, Kristen. Kristen has many Marshalls and many 4x12s.
Yeah, very, very cool.
G Barge, Greg.
Hey, G.
How are you, buddy? He says, dear mates, new guitar day, 1993, Ricky 366. Yes.
Wow.
From my friend's locker and never been played. No idea what the price will be. Did you ever agree to buy something with no clue of the price? Any fun buying stories? Cheers. Yeah, I've done that loads.
Yep.
I did it with the Strat, with the 61 Strat.
Yeah. That had a very happy ending, though.
It
Lovely.
did.
Yeah.
It did. It's funny, isn't it? Because there's a couple of kinds of purchase that we make. There are many kinds of purchase, but one kind is, how much is it?
Yeah.
And there's
I'll have this.
I am very happy to pay whatever the going market rate for this is.
Yeah.
Just tell me what that number is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I when we did the no budget limit and I went and grabbed this guitar, I knew it wasn't going back. I had no idea what it was going to cost me, but I knew it wasn't going back.
Yeah, you can. And I suppose if it's something that has a highly variable value, i.e. it's so rare, it could be a ridiculous value. But if it's something that's around and it's around about a price and you know what that price should be, you know, if he turns around and says, yeah, mate, it's $9,000, you're like, yeah, no thanks. But if it's a fair market price and it's a cool guitar, I'm interested to know about the neck, Greg. Can you get on with it? Is it wide? Is it narrow? Apparently Townsend had a model. Did you say 1993? Yes. Oh, hang on. Is that year 1993 or model 1993? Because wasn't Townsend's called in 1993? Oh, I could be completely wrong here. As usual. Townsend's was called the 1998 PT. By all accounts.
Right.
Or maybe there was a 1993 plus 12. Model 1993 guitar. It is the Pete Townsend one.
Oh, wicked.
So it has.
Look at that thing.
It has the wider nut. Please tell me if I'm wrong, G. Please tell me if I'm wrong.
That looks amazing.
Come on, somebody put me out of my misery. I.e. the model is 1993, not the year. And that is the one I wanted to buy because it has the wider nut.
Bear Pig said, Vox had very stylish ventilation. Tiny slits, discreetly concealed on an undersized chassis. They often didn't burst into flames, despite these advantages. Oh yeah, so when the 70s ones, you notice the slots are much wider, but I've got a couple of really old Voxes and the tiny little brass things on there. It's so inadequate for that amp.
What I think they are good at though is for letting moisture in, such as a spilt drink.
Perfect for that.
They're
right on the top.
They are adequate for that.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Yeah. What? Was the idea that you could take the back of the amp off and work on it?
That you can take the back of it, you can slide the back of the amp out,
because I guess
and change the valves.
In Tweeds, you just take the back off and the circuit's right there.
Yeah.
Whereas
this one, you could
in an amp like that or that, it's a massive pain in the ass to get the amp out.
Yes. No, that one they could build the head and everything separately and just slide it in. It's really cool design, but no ventilation.
Good luck on that guitar, G. I am colour me jealous, mate. Apologies for the slight reflux there. Simon V RDJ. Hey Simon.
Hey buddy.
Vox has released a 5-watt head and a 20-watt micro cab combo in Super Beetle style. Sounds fab. Thoughts on micro amps getting good these days? Test them maybe. Yeah, we should. I think we need to do it outside of the studio. If you've been to an experience day, what you'll know is when you come here, everything's pretty dead.
Mm.
And we can play super loud in here where it's not particularly hurty because there's no significant reverberant action going on in the room to create all that extra volume and reflections, which increases the experience of loudness. For a laugh, we should revisit some bigger spaces and do some shows.
I'd love to do that.
And go, hang on a minute, this deluxe reverb is enough in here.
Yeah.
Because
I would love to do that. It'd be brilliant fun.
And I think micro amps in big spaces would be a right laugh, Simon. Because in here, I think the danger is Dan and I'd be like,
It's just a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not physically hurting me, therefore I can't hear it. Honestly, when we first did this room, it was completely dead. It was much more covered than it is now, so there weren't all the pedals around the place. You'd be amazed at the reflections coming off just the pedals alone.
Yeah.
And we've got some, Simon, because you've seen it, some acoustic panels at the back that reflect back and also diffuse as well. And before that, you could say words with S's on and you couldn't really hear the S's.
Yeah. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
And we're looking at each other talking because it's almost hard to understand, hard to look at your mouth moving going, what are you saying?
It was sort of
weird.
25% towards an anechoic chamber, maybe 15%, but anyway, a lot different than a open reverberant room. Yes. Wonder what what's the history of the word beetle then, as in the insect? Is it a play on the Beatles? The amps are called Super Beetle.
Oh, now let me see if I've got this right. Was the Super Beetle the 50 watt or the 100 watt? Because there's a bunch of different ones, and ones in stands, and they had heads and stuff. Or was the Super Beetle the solid state ones they made in America? Oh, okay. I'm getting a bit confused now. But I'm pretty sure they were specifically about the band.
Right. Because obviously it's spelt differently.
Is it B-E-E-T?
Yeah. Super Beetle.
Oh, the Vox Super Beetle. Okay.
When I saw the press release, I was like, oh, beetle, as in the insect. As opposed to beatless.
Okay. I wonder. Okay, so I think originally they were. Right, so originally they were spelt Beatles as in the Beatles, but they've had to spell these ones Beetle.
I'm astounded they get away with that.
Yeah.
If that's what it is, I'm astounded they get away with that. I'm sure it's all been through many lawyers. Sub Rosa says, thoughts on charge pumps in pedals, and that they may create audible noise. That would be heterodyne oscillation, e.g. clones interacting with DSP pedals, etc. Dan's going to get very angry with this question.
Right.
I think he's going to say it's got nothing to do with the charge pump.
Well, no, it depends on the charge pump. I'm not a fan personally, but lots of pedals use them to give you more voltage in the circuit. It has to be a good charge pump circuit. It needs to be nice and quiet. But
so it increases the headroom in the pedal.
Yeah, so it'll take a
9
certain
volts,
voltage in and create exactly.
Create more, so you get, and the most famous one of all is the Klon.
Yeah,
there's quite a few.
But the Klon's different because the Klon has a special IC circuit that does special everything, but it creates
little magic pixies
like an 18 volt and a 24 volt output. And what they do in the Klon, which is really interesting, is they use all the outputs. They use for all the different parts of the circuit.
Klon.
And the most important thing with that stuff is power, because they can be susceptible to picking up noise. So you just need to make sure you've got a really good, clean power supply. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of charge pumps. We do things a little bit differently.
But do you think the charge pump is creating the problem, or do you think it's non-isolated power?
No, it's the power that will be picking up the problem, because clones are, loads of people use clones without any issue. So get a put a battery in it and see if you still have that problem. See that magic?
Just magic.
It is.
I need to take this with us tomorrow.
Okay.
Because it's sick.
Yeah.
The power jack has gone sick, and we're going to see someone tomorrow that can fix it. So that's why I got it out.
Oh, okay. So the Super Beetle, the flagship solid-state Vox Super Beetle, was produced by Thomas Organ in the US from 1966 to 1970. I got one. Its arrival forced the Tube UK made JMI Vox AC100. Let's see. Anyway, that's on the there's the Vox showroom page. It talks all about the Super Beetle. But yes, the Super Beetle was a solid state amp made in America.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
They didn't go down very well, because the Americans thought they were getting the Beatles amps.
You've got. We're going to take one from the chat, Dan. You have one word to answer this question.
Okay.
Where does Dan stand on components in pedals with identical values producing the same sonic result regardless of their construction material? A scientist friend of mine swears by this.
Okay.
One word?
No.
Yeah, bollocks is the word I was thinking.
Yeah.
We've heard it.
I'll just say, look, every engineer that I have ever worked with, they would come in. There's a black art here. Honestly. And they will say, no. So, and yes, of course, it's all physics. However, every single engineer that I've ever worked with has come in with preconceived ideas about how all this stuff works. It's fine to say this is the maths and everything, great. But until you've sat down with it and played it and experienced the difference, You honestly, that stuff. You grab a metal film resistor and a nice carbon resistor, and you put them in a specific area in a certain circuit, you will absolutely hear a difference. Of course, depending on the circuit, but it's really important in guitar land. All these tiny things, especially in circuits that have fewer components. Look at a fuzz and look at how much work goes into getting the right values and the right sort of components in a simple circuit like that. That's why we have 4,000 fuzzes on the wall, because even though they're ostensibly all the same circuit, the tiny differences have a huge impact. So, yeah.
Marcus, if you're still in the chat, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Here's Bebbers.
Here's Bebbers.
And here's Rosie.
Hey, baby girl. Hi.
Here's Rosie. Hi. Oh, I lost Rosie yesterday. For only the second time ever. We were up in the woods, weren't we, Rose? And you found the fezzy. You went... So, normally, she's like never more than about 10 feet from where you are.
Right.
Sniffing around and finding stuff. And she ran off into the woods, and I thought, oh, I know what that is. That's a cute noise. That's a cute dog noise. Ran off into the woods. I know what that is. 20 seconds later, pheasant.
Okay.
In the air. So she's turned a pheasant out. And then I called her, and she didn't come, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Because obviously she'd gone after another pheasant in the opposite direction. And I spent the next 20 minutes going, oh no.
Oh no.
I've lost the dog. And I knew I hadn't lost the dog, but...
Do you remember we were walking her in this field up here, and then the far end of the field, which is I don't know, freaking miles away, there was a deer, and then you just saw this black streak go, ping, and it was gone.
She doesn't chase the deer anymore. She's worked out. She's worked out she can't catch the deer, but she can catch the pheasants. So. Yeah, it's a horrible feeling. God.
Oh, man.
Really horrible feeling. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Thankfully, about 20 minutes later, there she was, tail wagging, going, what's the problem? And Anthony Calderisi. Hey, Anthony. He says, cheers, boys. Mick, I just wanted to tell you how wonderful these videos sound through AirPods. I've been listening during workouts, just trying to help make the time go faster. Keep it up. Well, thanks, Anthony. That's very kind of you to say. We do work hard on the audio.
Well, you work hard on the audio. You do an amazing job.
On Sundays, I think it's genuinely not worth it, and other days, I think it is.
It is.
Yeah, but you can watch Tom Bukovac straight into his iPhone or whatever it is he uses, and it sounds equally amazing.
No, but Tom sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. It's like you're listening to the playing. Then what you get from us is you're hearing the detail between different.
You can
things.
hear the difference, yeah, and that's why we do it. It's so that these little nuances and it's kind of paradoxical, because one of the comments that sometimes comes up, and a sort of cliche that you might fall into is, hey, the audience can't hear any difference in a mix. Why do you bother? It's never really an argument I've understood, because they know the audience probably can't hear any difference, because the audience isn't trained to hear any difference. They just want to hear a band. Mm-hmm. So, no, they don't know the difference between a clon and a tube screamer necessarily. They certainly couldn't tell you. What they can tell you is, did they enjoy the band? Did they enjoy the performance? Did they feel the music? And it's not their job to tell the difference. It's your job as the band to do the best you can do to sound great.
That's right.
And if the bass player doesn't sound 10% as good as he could, and the guitar player doesn't sound as 10% as good as he could, and the vocalist doesn't sound 40% as good as they could, and the drummer doesn't sound 20% as good as they could, all of a sudden that band sounds much worse than a band who sounds fucking great.
Yeah, think about it like this, right?
Sorry for the F word, but...
If you went to go and see Queen in the 70s and Brian May just went, just give me a...
Yeah, just give me anything.
Just give me a deluxe. That would be fine.
It'd be fine.
It's like, no, if you went and saw AC/DC and you went, just go to the Valve State tonight. It's like, no. You walk out of those gigs, minds blown, whether you're a guitar player or not, because of the commitment to making it special. Like, I'm getting loads of people texting me and saying they've been to see Radiohead and just blown away by how amazing it is. None of these people are particularly into guitar sounds or anything like that. I know the level of commitment that's gone into this show.
Yeah.
And it is astonishing. And it's been months and months of work by people who really care. And when they get on stage, they are so inspired. The audience don't care about that. What they care about is seeing the band that are inspired
It's cumulative.
just delivering this thing. Honestly, it's so important.
So back to the question, the reason I think it's paradoxical is because what irons it out is the recording process.
You're right, yeah.
In the room, the differences are palpable to you, the player, and they're palpable once you start to get a bit of education, shall we say, what you're listening for. Now, that's good and bad, because if you've been doing the kind of thing that Dan and I have been doing for a long time, that education is quite high at this point, and it can actually be a bit disabling to have that level of discerning ability with sound, when it comes to guitars at least, because that's what you end up doing. That's what you end up listening to, right up until that little point where you cross over into, I'm not listening to that anymore. What I'm now listening to is a great musician speaking.
Yeah.
And then you stop worrying about all of that. And of course, Dan and I are on a point of the scale. There are people that are way beyond us on that scale. And I often think about those guys. What do they hear?
Oh, man.
Music must be hard work for those guys sometimes. And a little bit of ignorance in that respect, like being 16, doing your thing, is a great freedom. So I think the recording process does iron out some of the significant differences that you get, because it's not all about audio. It's not all about what hits your ears. It's about this multi-dimensional experience, part of which is sound. I don't know how to explain that. I'm not even sure audiologists know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Ergo, we try to do the best we can so that the differences are as different as we can make them.
Yeah. So Brian Baker says, if someone else doesn't care, you shouldn't either, is a wild argument. It totally is. And it's we've said it before, it's just such the audience can't tell. It's just it's just dumb. It's like, I don't play guitar because I'm so desperate for the audience to like my guitar sound. I play guitar because I freaking love guitar. And it's like, and I really care about this stuff. And if the audience has fun, fantastic.
Yeah.
But honestly, if your guitar sound affects the way that you play, and if you're watching this show, it's a pretty good chance that it does.
Yeah.
It's important. And when you go out and do a gig and you sound right, it is the closest thing to magic. It's just amazing.
Otherwise, it's just a race to the bottom, isn't it? What can I get away with?
Yeah.
What's the least worst?
Yeah.
Least
but this
worst.
is light.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah. That's how I choose my cars. Like, what's the least worst thing I can get? Because that's what I can afford.
But that's the thing, right? It's like,
I don't want to do that with guitar.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway. The original comment, Anthony, thank you for your kindness and for the kindness behind the comment. It probably sounds like we're moaning at it. We're not at all. It's just, as you can tell, it's very dear to our hearts. So thank you for noticing, and good luck with the workouts.
Todd Roy says, this channel has the best sound quality on YouTube. Mick, you should get an award. He totally should. I agree.
Thank you. There are some others out there that are pretty good, I have to say. And it's good. It keeps you on your toes. You got to keep on your toes.
Yeah. And and just to finish this off, Kristen Abbott says, the guitar sound is for me. He says, I play better and the audience get a better performance from me. That's exactly it. If the guitar sound is great and you play great and you feel connected, the audience is going to have a great time.
There was more than one person laughing at me wheeling in the SVT for the pub gig on Friday night. You know?
Yeah, but then they hear it and they go, oh.
I don't think nobody, as I have coming to discover, no one cares about the bass player. But they literally don't. They literally don't. And yet, but I'm stood there next to Dan, the drummer, and together we're making a good noise. And I'm like, that's what I want.
Yep.
That's what I want. That's what I want. Chris Gibbs. Chris, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Chris.
He says, great seeing you on Friday. It was lovely to see you as well, Chris. He says, buy yourself a drink. I'm off to buy a new amp. Good on you, mate. You going to go with the Marshall? Or is it too hairy? Chris, Chris has an amp and he's thinking about what amp to get next.
Yeah.
And just for shices and gigales, I plugged him into the Plexi in the 4x12. I was like, what do you think of that then?
Well, we were plugged into the little AC15 next door and he loved it. But it was really interesting because he's at that part of the journey where it's like, okay, the next thing I need is a good amp. And that's like, oh, that's fun. That's fun. Because when you're at that part of the journey and you're sort of information gathering and the experiences that you have playing different wattages and different types and stuff, and you're starting to work out what connects with you as a guitar player, just awesome.
Yeah, it's a lovely thing. Paul Matulovic. Hey Paul,
mate.
How are you? He says, evening funky phalanges. Any chance of more VS audio making the rounds? They have killer chorus, seeing as you'll have a thing for Greece. Good lad, him. Also, is the Earthquaker Devices Barrows in your future? That's a good question on the Barrows. What is it? I tend to always like EQ Earthquaker stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Fuzz Attacker. Oh, is it like a...
Oh, hang on. Is this the one that...
Level and Attack would suggest it's tone bendery, but it's got skulls on it, so I'm guessing it's like a metal version. Awesome. Yes, it is, Paul. We'll get one.
Let me see. Because there was a really great video.
And VS Audio, yeah, we should do more VS Audio. I've got a couple of things out there on the table, actually. So I'm going to screen grab that. Paul, thank you for reminding us. And we'll include something VS Audio in the next pedal roundup. Incidentally, there's a pedal roundup coming this Friday. We had really good fun with a couple of pedals in particular. Actually, we had good fun with all the pedals, but
they were great.
Of specific note would be the J from Thorpe and Lazy J. Really, really love that.
Massive.
The BBD from B-Tronics is just fantastic. Their analog delay, and the Artifact from Source Audio, which isn't new, but I think we've been too scared to get into it before. But we got into it, and it's like,
isn't it incredible?
Can't give this up.
It is. It's the sleeper pedal of the year for me.
It is really. I mean,
yeah, it's amazing.
You know that I'm not into often not into weirdy beardy stuff because I find the UI too difficult, but I'm looking at that going, yeah,
and sonically it's worth it. That's the thing, because as soon as we turned it on and just going through some of these presets, the music was happening. Really, really fabulous. Oh, how good is that thing? Oh man.
All I'm saying is Dan was really impressed with the compressor.
Yep. Yeah, it's so sad because I've just done my board, but after Friday, we were playing a few things next door, and one of them being the Maiden, and I was like, oh, I think I need to change a few things. Treble booster into the Maiden, slightly crunchy. Oh man. So yeah, that was really fun.
Thank you for those suggestions, Paul. Johnny C again. Johnny. I think we'd like each other, Johnny. He says, DIY Mick paints Dan's SG like the fool. Discuss. It's a yes from me.
That'd be great.
He's actually shaking.
Yeah, that'd be fun. There's a great story about that guitar. If you have a listen to XTC album, what's it called? There's a song called Supergirl, and the solo in that song, played by Dave Gregory, and he tells me this story that they were in the studio, and it was produced by, what's his name? I keep wanting to say
Steve Levine.
No,
Butch Vig.
No. Did Bat Out of Hell.
Don't know.
Yes, he's amazing guitar player. Anyway.
Him. Yeah. Him. Shania Twain's one of Shania Twain's husbands. Matt Langer.
No.
Dan Huff.
No. Anyway, come on, someone help me. Todd Rundgren, thank you.
Oh.
So Todd Rundgren is producing this album, and they're in the studio, and they're got the song, and Dave's about to play the solo, and Dave looks in the corner, just stood on a stand, is the Fool, that guitar. And Dave's like, hang on, is that the actual guitar? And Tony goes, yeah. Dave said, do you mind if I use it? And it's like, yeah, go for it. And so Dave put some new strings on it, and the solo on Supergirl is actually played on the Fool SG.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's quite a nice homeschooling special where Tom is on an aeroplane. I think he's on with the Fool SG.
Right.
Pretty cool. Here's to the coveted 10th anniversary bookend. Thank you, says Plexico.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
Thank you, Duncan. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not last in, though, because Simon V, RDJ, has pipped you to the post. With the question, for lighting a large board for a very dark gig, would you go for LED strips, an LED bulb, or random lights?
You know what I would do? I would get one of those little things that you see outside used car dealerships where they blow air and they flap around in the breeze. You can get little ones of those that light up with LEDs, and you get them on your board flapping around, and that'll give you just enough light to see everything.
That's what you would get. I've got two types of little LEDs here. I've got two types of LED here, both of which I think came with Schmidt Array stuff. One of these clip-on ones, so you can clip it onto the edge of something and bend it down.
Yep.
And they are USB rechargeable.
Right.
So that pops out of there, I think.
Oh, cool.
And you charge it up. And they're really good. This one is dead, but it wouldn't be if it was charged. And they go 3 levels of brightness. They're really, really good because you just clip it on. Similarly, there are these ones which are also USB and come with these little charging packs, so you can charge the pack and turn it on, and it's actually pretty bright.
It's great.
It's quite bright. And I think they do different levels of brightness. Anyway, whatever. Also bendy.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bit of Velcro on there so you can do whatever you want with it. So there's all sorts of things like that available. I guess you can probably buy them on Jeff's Bazaar for about 8p for 25 million of them. I think they'd work. The thing I never know with stuff like this is whether it causes noise issue.
So it shouldn't do, because it's DC. It shouldn't do. But the thing with the power packs like that, it shouldn't do. If it's creating a magnetic field, but there's a little bit of current in there. It's LEDs, so very, very low current. So you make that guitar sound great.
ADGD.
ADGD. No, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, anything that you've got to plug in, Simon. Anything that flashes. In fact, I don't know, those of you might have been in bands with flashing LED rope lights that you put all around the drum kit.
Oh, yeah.
And then what I can hear through my Marshall is... So there is that. But it's funny, it's the kind of thing you don't realise you need until you look down and you can't see anything on your pedal board.
Yeah. I did get an old pedal board that I have. I've still got the light somewhere. If you go to like a car, that sells spare parts, you can get those fluorescent lights and they're on 12 volts, but they will still work on 9 volts. And I used to have one stuck underneath my pedal board. And so you turn it on and there's like purple glow just around the bottom edge of the pedal board. And no one would ever see it but me, and it was just so cool.
Chris Quinn 9104 says, "Don't sell it, Mick. It will have its day again." No, I know I said that it's the guitar I should sell, but I would never sell it. I don't think it means a lot to me personally for various reasons. Not least knowing Paul, not least being good friends with Gavin Mortimer, who runs PRS Guitars Europe. And before that, Headline Music, I've known Gavin for so long, and other people at PRS. These things mean more, right? And I know that I say I'm not emotionally attached to things, but actually, human relationships.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind about my attachment to the instrument, but human relationships with other people
completely
are worth something.
It's the stories that are in there,
and not only that, Grissom, man. The reason I got that guitar in the first place was Grissom.
Yeah.
Who might be coming on the show in March.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll sell it.
We have a very
3 weeks after David comes on and plays it. I won't. And
we have a very special guest coming on next week.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Well, we're filming next week. It won't go out next week. Cool. That will be the end of the Super Chats, and we have 5 Earth minutes left.
Before it's all over.
Yeah. Amps do not like cell phones, says Johnny Charles. No, they really don't.
No, awful things.
They really don't. What do magnets do?
What do you mean?
To pedal boards? Like, what would if you had a big magnet and you put it next to your pedals?
Well, it depends if there's
anything.
Well, they can do, but
Would they affect transformers?
if you have a magnet, right, and you get a bit of copper wire and you sort of move the wire around the magnet and you create a magnetic that stuff, and that can create EMF and do stuff. But it's like, if you get a massive so here's an interesting thing.
Like, could you secure your pedals to the pedal board with magnets?
I don't think it's a particularly great idea.
Right.
So I was having a conversation with one of the guys that was here on Friday, and he had put a massive EV speaker in an amplifier, and then he was going through valves really quickly, and the magnets were too close to the valves.
Oh wow!
And it was like a really depleting the valves very quickly. It's like, oh yeah.
Sean Eric Brooks says, magnets, how do they work? Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah. So they can. I mean,
They can scramble the memory on some digital pedals, apparently, says Paul Matulovic.
Yes.
That's good. Everyone buy magnets.
I've got a very funny story about that. An artist that I was working with, building a new rig for him, and he was on tour in Japan or overseas, and he had a floor controller, but the foot switches were all magnetic, right? Anyway, so you little have a little magnetic field, and it gets close, and that creates the contact away you go. Anyway, he gets to the end of the gig, big rock thing. He throws his Strat up in the air. Strat lands on the floor controller, and he walks off, and noises. Wah! The pickups, the magnets in the pickups, are close to the foot switches. They reprogram the entire rig.
Oh.
They come back on for the encore, and everything's in Chinese. So they had to. The whole system had been reprogrammed.
There's a punchline coming.
No, they had to.
And there's no funny punchline.
There's no funny punchline.
Okay, all right.
But they literally reprogrammed everything.
Wow.
And so they had to go and do a backup and like a restore from a backup and everything to try and get it. But the hardest thing was getting it back to the menu because it was changed the language.
Changed it to Chinese.
Yeah. So magnets, people.
Wow. Okay, everyone. Thank you for being with us as always. David Tompkins says, it's weird to think we could have watched a Hollywood blockbuster in the same time we spent nerding out over details, guitars and pedals. Would still rather be here. Yeah, and that probably would have cost £300 million to make as well.
We were only 250.
Yeah. That was just Rosie's bone budget. Maybe it could erase the digital strip on your debit or credit card, like an MRI machine, says Johnny Charles. Yeah. Gordon Rankin, forever the voice of reason, says magnets should not affect digital pedals. There's a company that makes a magnetic board, and also they're only going to affect transformer pedals, apparently.
Yeah.
I could create a punchline, says Random Sant Mech, but I might get banned. Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
If you've got
Bone Budget. Now there's a name for a band, says Cranky Media Research.
Bone
Budget.
It is one reason that your wah pedals should not be placed over your power supply. So the transducer in the wah pedal is affected by the magnetic field of your power supply.
Transducer or inductor?
The inductor, sorry. It's an inductor, which is sort of a transducer. So that inductor, the core of it is affected by the magnetic field created by the electromagnetic field created by the power supply. And it's one of the things that, if you get a noisy board and the wire's noisy, 9 times out of 10, the power supply will be directly underneath it.
Yeah.
And you can sometimes change it just by changing the angle of the supply.
Right.
But the best thing is just make sure the supply is away from the... Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think of an inductor gag. Yeah. The inductor is on the opposite end to the outductor, right? Quack. It's bad. It was bad. Okay, thanks for being with us. We'll see you on Friday for just general pedal fun. And then next Friday is a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It's the build a rig for your mate using a brand he doesn't normally gravitate towards.
Yeah,
and a guitar that he doesn't normally gravitate towards.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Great fun.
Play us out, Dan. See you Friday, everyone. Thank you.
See you
Have
Friday.
a lovely week. Thank you, BV.